So you might have seen me talking about how the gym and the entire fitness industry is built on kind of 70s era bodybuilding. It's Arnie and pumping iron. What I tend to believe is that that is not doing anyone any favours. Overall, it's probably done a net positive. It's got people training, it's got people thinking about training, they're moving, they're exercising. But that type of training is very specific to bodybuilding. If you want to target and isolate muscle groups to pump them up and build them up, get unnaturally big, then that is bodybuilding. But if you're an athlete, if you're a general person that wants to move better, we don't move like that. All this stuff forward and back, up and down in the gym, both arms at the same time, both legs at the same time, that's not how humans move. Humans primarily are walking, and that is this rotational movement, opposite hand and leg, and kind of unilateral, not bilateral. I mean, squats and jump squats, they're great if you're a frog and you're going to be jumping around. But if you're an athlete, if you want to twist and turn and move, if you're a boxer, a fighter, you're punching, you're kicking, it's all in this rotation. And when you're in the gym, you are training your body to adapt. It's the SAID principle, specific adaptation to impose demand. Your body will get stronger at the exercises you take it through. So if you're in the gym doing your bench press, doing your squats, your body is adapting to squats and bench press. Then you go out on the rugby pitch or in the ring and you're trying to move and duck and dodge and cut and turn, and you're pulling hamstrings, you're pulling groin, you're playing five-a-side on a Wednesday with your mates and you're tearing a hamstring. It's not functional. It's all very well being able to deadlift 200 kilos and bench press 150, squat 200 kilos. But if you can't play five-a-side with your mates, that's not helping you out much, is it? There's no point having the strongest deadlift, but you can't run for the bus, or you can't pick your kid up off the floor, or carry your suitcase. So what I propose is that if you want to do bodybuilding, we'll box it off. That's a separate category entirely. Nutrition for bodybuilding and training for bodybuilding, it's its own thing, its own little bubble. Get that out of the gym for the general population and for athletes. If you want to move better and perform better, not just in sports, but in general day-to-day life, and also mentally, because physical fitness and mental fitness are very strongly linked. So what I propose again is, rather than this bilateral, both sides at the same time training, think of things like cables. Start to get some rotation in. You want to work your chest, maybe get punches stronger, or even just strengthen that rotational movement. Grab the cable, start doing some presses this way. So we're going again, opposite arm and foot forward. It's that walking pattern. We can step with it, step into it, step back. It's the opposite arm and foot, that same movement we're going to have in real life. So make your training functional. Make sure you know why you're training and what you're training for. If it's just for aesthetics and you're willing to sacrifice some movement and performance, you can go down the bodybuilding route. But if you want to look and feel better and move better, ditch the bodybuilding stuff. Get rid of the vanity. If you want to pump up a bit, fine, you can maybe chuck some of those exercises in, but don't solely do those exercises. 80-20 rule. Keep that to 20% of your training, maybe even less, 5 or 10%. Ideally none, because really, why would you try and train poor movement into your system? Every rep you do is training that movement into your system. It's ingraining that movement pattern into your body. So every rep you do that is an unnatural movement pattern is ingraining that movement pattern into your body. Your body is remembering that. Your muscles are remembering that. So when you come to do some big throw or punch or kick, your body's resorting back to what it remembers from doing under the most stress in your training. So get that out of your training. Like I said, bodybuilding aside, that is not going to help you very much at all. You can say it will build strength because they are the biggest, strongest exercises, squat, bench, deadlift. There's a reason they got so popular. But really, all you're doing is getting strong at those exercises to the detriment of your movement. You know, the best rugby player, the best football player, the best tennis player, the best fighters, the best American football players aren't the strongest. They're not the ones with the biggest squat, bench and deadlift. They're normally the ones that are getting injured most because they've got such tight, strong hamstrings. Every time they move and turn, they're pulling them. So get it out of your head that bigger, stronger, better is the better athlete, because it's not. It's the small, nimble, fast ones that can move well. Not necessarily even small, sorry, because some of these big guys can move fantastically, and that is what we're aiming for. You can have a bit of extra musculature. You don't want to be kind of skinny and weak, but you haven't got to be bodybuilder big, and size and strength are slightly correlated, but not completely in line. Bigger doesn't just mean stronger. You can be strong and a bit smaller. It's pound for pound strength. That is more important than overall strength. It's all very well lifting 300 kilos if you weigh 150. But if you weigh 70 kilos and you can lift 200 kilos, you're stronger pound for pound. Again, we're going back to kind of a powerlifting analogy, but you get where I'm coming from. You get what I'm trying to explain. So for better performance in whatever sport you play, whether it's rugby, football, martial arts, even darts, for Christ's sake, you want to be able to move your body well. You think posture, the joints moving the way they should, full range of motion, not stiff and awkward, walking like you've shit yourself because you can squat 250 kilos. That doesn't make you move well. Like I said, you'll be very strong, but you'll need help tying your shoelaces. And in 10 years' time, your joints are going to be falling apart. So please, please, please start thinking about your training. Don't just go in and copy what everyone else is doing. Don't follow the trend. The gyms are literally set up for that 70s bodybuilding style workouts. Come away from the machines if you can. Start doing bodyweight stuff. Start gymnastics, calisthenics, rope flow, animal flow. Get the cables moving. Sandbags, kettlebells, club bells, all of these things are fantastic for that unilateral rotational movement that's going to get your body moving the way it's supposed to. Like I said, humans, we walk, we sprint, we don't really jog long distances. We jump, we throw, we wrestle, we lift and carry, we push and pull. All of those are unilateral. If we're pushing a sled, again, it's 1 foot at a time. We're not pushing it like a frog squatting. If we're throwing something, this is the movement. It's not, unless you're playing football and you've only got to throw a light ball 10 yards, we don't throw like that. We throw, again, with that crossbody rotational movement. Everything down the front of your body and the back is working to pull it back and accelerate forward. When we're pulling something, again, we don't jump it back, we grab it and we'll step, we're walking, we're rotating. So like I said, humans, we lift, we carry, we push, we pull, we throw, we walk, we wrestle, we climb. None of that is loading an unnatural weight on your spine and trying to do an unnatural movement for reps. The only thing we should be doing for high reps is walking. Pick up a weight and walk with it. If you want to make it harder, go uphill. I love kettlebell carries or sandbag carries. Get a sandbag on your shoulder, walk as far as you can. When it starts to ache a bit, swap shoulders, keep going. It's not got to be excessive weight either. We're not talking world's strongest man, 300 kilos on your shoulder. We're talking 20, 30 kilos on your shoulder, walk as far as you can, swap shoulders, just keep that going. Or again, a kettlebell, about a third, quarter or a third of your body weight in one hand, walk. Again, we're getting one side rather than both hands, which balances you out. One side, which will work your core really well, and we're walking with it. Again, we've got that rotational movement, same thing. Try and do the kettlebell mile. You can swap hands as often as you want, but just pick that kettlebell up and walk for a mile. If it's easy, go up a weight. But again, if you've got a third of your body weight in that kettlebell, that's not going to be that easy. And if it is, great, you're strong, go up a bit. But again, all of this balanced, bilateral kind of forward and backward movement is hindering our performance athletically. I'm sure, I'm convinced that if all these top level rugby and football teams and athletic sports stopped doing the traditional squat, bench, deadlift and nonsense movements and focus that energy on movements that are going to make them stronger at their sport, the level of performance would increase. You could say these are top level athletes, it must be working. It might be working despite that. If we took that away and replaced it with something more functional, again, I hate the term functional because it's completely misunderstood and overused. It doesn't mean standing on something wobbly. You know, if you want to do balance training and circus tricks or skills, by all means do that. We should all be working skills. But it's the general movement patterns, the human movement patterns that we should be working on. And if you can get that into sport, the performance will improve. But again, it's not just for athletes. If you've got a body, you are an athlete. Everyone is an athlete. So stop training for sitting down and standing up and lifting unnatural loads and start training like a human. Like I said, think what we'd have been doing 1,000 years ago. We'd have been walking to search for prey. When we saw it, we'd be sprinting to catch it. When we got there, we'd be throwing rocks or spears or whatever weapons we had. We'd be wrestling with it. When we've got it, you're going to be picking it up and carrying it home. You certainly wouldn't load it on your neck and do a few reps of squats before you got it back. You'd just lug it onto your shoulder, chop it up into a manageable weight, split it between you, and you'd be carrying it home. Like I said, we lift, we carry, we push, we pull and drag. That is what humans are supposed to do. And if we want to get back to proper good human performance, those are the things we should be working on improving, not taking away. Like I said, if you think about it, if you train rotation, you're going to get good at rotation. If you train an unnatural movement, you're going to get good at unnatural movement. You are detraining your body to make it move inferiorly. I don't know if that's the right word really, but you're not making your body better. You're training dysfunction into your body when you do dysfunctional exercises. Whereas when you do functional exercises, you are training your body to move more functionally. It makes sense. It's logical. I know there are going to be strength coaches out there arguing with me about this. I'll happily debate with them, and if it turns out I'm wrong, I'd admit that. But I've been doing this over 20 years. And it's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. How is bracing your core, getting stiff for a big heavy lift going to help you be relaxed and fluid and move better in sport? Rugby players are terrible for this. I see them in the gym all the time. They've got their rugby kit on. They're doing their heavy squat, bench, deadlift. Again, they are training themselves to be stiff and rigid and brace their core to lift heavy weights. And then they got on the field and they move like a fridge. They're just big lumps that don't move well. Unless they're gifted athletes, and again, because their rugby training is compensating for the strength training. Maybe they're doing enough rugby training that when they do that strength training, they can then integrate it into good movement. But 9 times out of 10, the stronger they get, the stiffer and more awkward they get, the more often they get injured. So I'm going to finish it there because I've gone on a bit. But again, once you see it, you can't unsee it. I'm happy to discuss this with anyone. But please, 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 like I said, think about your training. For me, it's about moving better, feeling better, performing better, and being able to do all the stuff I can do now when I'm 50, 60, 70 years old. I don't want to be the guy when I'm 60 talking about how much I used to squat when I was 30. I'm in my 40s now. I want to be getting better. I want to be building skills. I want to be in the gym in my 50s, still the one in the corner doing handstands and backflips and pull-ups and all the cool stuff that people actually look at and think, I want to do that. We see all the guys doing big heavy weights. It's impressive when it's a big weight, but it doesn't impress me. If there's a guy in the corner doing some really cool calisthenics or breakdancing or gymnastics, that is impressive. You tell me how many people can do that. I believe in better movement, strength through movement, and building movement skill rather than chasing numbers on big lifts. So if you want my help, just follow me, follow my pages, my social media. I give tips and advice. I show you the exercises that I like to do. And then if you want to work with me on a closer level, either group coaching or one-to-one, again, you can get in touch. But this is my philosophy, or part of my philosophy after 21 years as a coach. Hopefully that resonates with you, that feels right, it makes sense. You might have some arguments against some of it. Maybe there is room for you to still do your powerlifting or your Olympic lifting or some kind of bodybuilding within your program. But if your main goal, like me, is to move better and feel better whilst also looking better, we're not talking about not looking good. If you build an athletic body, it's going to look athletic. So please follow me, subscribe, hit the bell button, whatever platform we're on, if it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Give me a follow, and again, if you think I can help you, get in touch. Or if you've got any questions or anything else you want me to answer for you, get in touch and I'll do my best to answer them. So give me a like, give me a follow, and hopefully I'll speak to you soon.